Hello, dear friends. A warm welcome to each one of you today. Good morning, India, and welcome to this beautiful session on the International Fab Talks. Dear friends, we are proud and happy to have a special person with us today. She is Dr. Indrani Lodh, and yes, she is a gynecologist, a beautiful person who's here to share her expertise, her experience, and of course, her views on life, on how you should bounce back after every fall. And friends, we'd like to invite her. Allow me to invite her on this beautiful platform. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Hello, namaste.
Namaste, ma'am. And thank you very much for accepting the invite to the International Fab Talks.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Dear ma'am, with your permission, I'd like to introduce you in an official way. Yes, dear? Yes, friends, it's our duty, our privilege, and a honor to introduce our special celebrity today. She is Dr. Indrani Lodh, a gynecologist. Apart from that, she is the founder and medical director of Urvara IVF Kolkata and Healthworld Urvaraa IVF Durgapur, advanced Gyne laparoscopy and hysteroscopic surgeon and IVF specialist. She is associated with Apollo Gleneagles, Fortis, Columbia, Asia, I'll get that right, Columbia, Asia, and Neotia Hospitals, Kolkata. She received President of India's award for being the best lady medical graduate in India in the year 1987-88. She's an active member of FOGSI, that is FOGSI ISAR, that is ISAR, and IAGE, that is IAGE. Her oil paintings, apart from being a gynecologist, apart from being all of these, ma'am also has a special interest in painting, art and painting, and her oil painting titled Female Feticide adorns the cover of the book named FOGSIANISM and has been winning many awards across the globe. And dear friend, this really is a pleasure, being a gynecologist and also having a passion to draw and of course, create beautiful vibes across the world. Dear ma'am, welcome to this beautiful session.
Thank you so much. I feel very honored.
Thank you, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, the first question and the main round of the interview goes like this. How would you like to define yourself? Who is the real Indrani?
I think it's a great question. And I am very, very, very proud to be a woman. And not only a woman, I'm also proud to be a gynecologist. A gynecologist is a person who looks after women's health. And I'm extremely passionate that I have dedicated my life to the cause of women's health. I am a doctor inside out. In fact, it was my father's dream that I should become a doctor because he had to leave his medical education midway when India was partitioned in 1947. So we are originally from Chittagong, Bangladesh, and both my parents' families, they had to migrate as refugees from East Pakistan to the mainland India, and we came and settled here in Kolkata. That was the time that my father was studying medicine in Kolkata, and his studies had to come to a stop because of the political crisis which happened. And later on, he went on to join Indian Air Force as a ground engineer. So that is who my father was. And obviously, being the first child, it was my father's dream that what he could not be, he would like to see that in me. And then, the thing that I heard after I was born is that you have to grow and become like a doctor. So being a doctor was my only dream. I've never had any other dream. And being a gynecologist, I'm so proud. And I'm a complete crusader of women's health.
That's really nice, ma'am. Thank you for explaining all of that. From Bangladesh to India and rising up like a phoenix and standing up for your father, completing your medical course and becoming a great doctor is really a dream come true for your dad as well as you. That's really nice, ma'am. And you said my father couldn't complete it, but I completed it and I made him happy. And I love the way you say, I am a warrior and I stand for women's rights and I'm in and out a doctor.
Yes.
That's really beautiful. Thank you.
Many times, many people have asked me that what would you have become if you weren't a doctor? Uh, I actually don't think I would have become anything, because that's the only thing that I've wanted to be. And I'm actually living my dream and my father's dream. And my father had dreamt everything about me. The fact that I would become a doctor and I would have my own clinic and my own practice. So that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm very proud of myself.
Wonderful, dear. I wish every Indian woman out there, not only an Indian woman, it could be any woman out, should have the same courage to build herself up and to build an empire of her own and create those beautiful vibes across the world. Dear ma'am, you're a wonderful inspiration to all of us, to me and to several others out there. Today, we'd like to know who is your inspiration. I know the answer. I would like to know from you, actually, who is the inspiration behind all of this, ma'am? Yes, dear.
Well, I think my father is my greatest hero. But then I would also dedicate all my success to my family. I have a younger sister who's like a pillar of support to me, and my mother, who's actually a very, very strong woman. And I think I've imbibed some strength from her too. And along the way, I've had excellent friends in my life, and they have really acted as pillars of support to me whenever I needed them. I've had many crises in my life, and they have always been a great support to me. And also my teachers. I would dedicate a lot of my success to my teachers, from whom I've learned everything. And, I've had very, very good idols. I think I've chosen my idols very well. And from each idol, there is something to learn. And I've always tried to be like them, and I think I'm an amalgamation of all the idols that I've had in my way. But my success, I would really like to dedicate it to my teachers and to my wonderful friends.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been so humble to share all of it, like starting off with your dad. I said I know the answer because I knew it would be your dad. Apart from that, you wouldn't want to leave anybody out. You've included all of them, your mom, your sister, your friends, your colleagues. Everyone have been a source of inspiration to you. In the same way, we all consider you to be a great inspiration, ma'am. Yes. And I love when anyone stands up, yes, I am a fighter for justice, peace, and I would love all my sisters out there to have a very peaceful life. I really love that. A warrior. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, would you be able to tell us actually what is all about Urvara, if I'm pronouncing it right? Urvara, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Share something about it. Yes, dear.
Yes, you're pronouncing it absolutely right. It's a Sanskrit word, Urvara. It has come from Urvar. Urvar means fertility. So the clinic that I made, again, I will bring my father in out here. My father used to say that I should have a hospital of my own, a clinic of my own, and it should be called Helena Clinic. Helena is his mother's name. So he wanted me to build a hospital in his mother's name. So when I was actually building my own clinic, so that thing, obviously, I've been hearing it right from my childhood days. So that thing haunted me. And then I thought, I don't know if I was right in thinking it this way. I thought that if I needed to make my own clinic, why should it be in my father's mother's name? Then it should be in my mother's name. That was my thought. So then I thought that, okay, let's leave the mothers out of this and let's have I never wanted to have an English name for my clinic. I wanted to have a Sanskrit name for my clinic, which is like very, very Indian. And I live in Kolkata, so I'm a Bengali. And so I wanted to have an Indian name for my clinic. And it was going to be a fertility clinic, IVF clinic. If you know what is IVF, IVF is, it's known as test tube baby. So it was a test tube baby clinic. So what I did was I Googled fertility in Sanskrit. And the first word that popped out was Urvara. Urvar means fertile. Urvara means a fertile woman. And I thought this was such a beautiful name. And, the name said it all. The name was so positive. If you look at a very positive name and the patient enters the clinic, the vibes, the ambience, the feeling that she gets is very, very positive. So a fertility clinic named in Sanskrit as Urvara, I just found that my this name was, that was it. And a lot of people have complimented me on the choice of the name. So I'm also very, very proud of my clinic and its name.
Yes, dear. And it's really a unique name. And it's a great tribute to the ancient language Sanskrit. That's really nice. Many of us have forgotten the beauty of Sanskrit, and our special celebrity today has stood up as a great Indian woman, giving that respect to Sanskrit, and has named her clinic as Urvara. Am I right, ma'am? Did I get that right again?
Yes, you're right.
Yes. Fertility. Yes, dear. A fertile woman. Or know how to have the complete feeling that you're a woman when you really hold a baby in your hand. Yes, dear ma'am. Could you just add a little more and share like how this process goes on, if you could share, and if any of the sisters out there and the mothers out there who want to become really a mother and hold a child in her hand, how could they understand what type of services you offer and how you could help them to overcome if they have any problems, ma'am?
Yes. So my clinic, Urvara IVF, is a fertility clinic, but it's not that we just do fertility. We do all kinds of gynecological services, maternity services, and fertility services in my clinic. So it's an all-rounded women's clinic. So the kind of services that we offer are consultation, then we have our pathology services, we have a in-detailed world-class fertility treatment available out there. So what we do is when a couple comes in our clinic, first we take a good history, then we do all the blood tests and all the relevant tests that are needed from ultrasonography, scans, etc. And we try to come to a diagnosis. And then we plan a tailor-made treatment for that particular couple. And that treatment, fertility treatment, is so naturally when a woman conceives in the privacy of her home, that is called a natural conception. But when the couple is not able to do so within 6 months to 1 year of our marriage to a man, then they come for assisted reproduction. So the kind of services that we offer is known as ART, or assisted reproductive techniques. Now, what are these kind of assistance? These have 2 or 3 levels. So the most simple level is called a IUI, or intrauterine insemination. The next level is the IVF, which is the in vitro fertilization, or the test tube baby as you call it. And then comes surrogacy, the donor programs, etc., etc. So my clinic, I'm very proud to say that it provides a one-stop solution for all your women's health issue. We even have laparoscopy and hysteroscopy services, which is actually the microsurgery. So nowadays, for most of the problems of women's health, you do not need to cut up the abdomen. You can make small holes through the belly button and 2-3 more small holes in the lower abdomen, and you can enter with a telescope inside the abdomen, have a full view, find out what's wrong, and then with very precision, small, sharp, thin, pointy, long instruments which can be put inside the abdomen, you can make right whatever is wrong. So this kind of surgery is known as endoscopic surgery. If you're putting the endoscope in the abdomen, it is called a laparoscopic surgery. If you're putting the endoscope inside the uterus is the womb where the baby grows. It's the home of the baby. So if you're putting in a telescope inside the uterus and trying to operate and make good, then it is known as a hysteroscopic surgery. So all this I'm trained worldwide. And now, in fact, I'm a trainer. I train doctors in endoscopic surgeries as well as in infertility. My center is a recognized training center for doctors as well.
Wonderful, ma'am. And hats off to you for sharing all of that. With such clarity, you've given all of that, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm sure definitely many of our sisters out there will definitely benefit. Many couples out there, you will definitely be able to understand as to what you would like to, get yourself accustomed to, get treated, and, have a child in your hand. Yes, dear friends. Dear friends, we go on with the next question. Dear ma'am, we'd like to know about your childhood now. You're concentrating now on making the world a beautiful place and, gifting a child in the hands of a couple, making them smile. we would like to know, how was your childhood? Were you the naughty one at home, or the authoritative one, the shy one?
Well, I think my childhood was very, very interesting and very happening too. And I tell all my childhood stories to my son, who is also a doctor. And both of us have been COVID warriors. We've given a lot of service during the COVID as well. So I'm very proud of my son. And he's pursuing his post-graduation in gynecology at the moment. And when I tell him my childhood stories, he always says that, Mommy, your childhood was much more interesting than mine. So I was born in the Indian Air Force. I told you that my father had joined Indian Air Force. So I was born in the Indian Air Force, and then I grew up there. So I have studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya, which is also known as Central School, and it is there all over the country. So I've had almost 5 to 6 schools in 12 years of schooling. So we had to change every 2 to 3 years. My father would get transferred, and then we would go from one school to another school. So that gave us an opportunity to know a lot of people. I mean, I've had friends across the society. Like I've had Telugu friends, Tamil friends, people from UP, etc. I've done a large part of my schooling from UP. And when I joined Medical College, Kolkata, actually I had come from Lucknow. So that also taught me many languages. I'm very good with Hindi. I can read and write Hindi because we studied Hindi in school. And we have traveled a lot wherever we would get transferred. So my father would make it a point that we would see the state all around us. So that is really, and I think that has also given rise to the travel bug in me. I love to travel. And it's like, I always keep dreaming about my next holiday destination. So I just love to travel. And I've been traveling all over, right from my birth, I should say.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for taking us on a beautiful journey with regard to your early childhood.
Another thing I missed out here
yes,
was
please.
that I was very good in studies, and I've never stood second in class. So when my CV was written by my daddy, the first line of the CV says that always stood first in class. So I've never stood second in class. And that's how it is.
Yes, dear. Congratulations, ma'am, for standing first always. And yes, ma'am, we'd like to say that there should be people like you. There should be the little ones like you, as you were in your childhood, scoring first, standing first, and working hard, of course. And you had a very rich experience of, getting transferred to different cities along with your dad. You had to shift with your dad. You were accustomed to many people. You said, that's really very nice. And I love the word, these 2 words, the travel bug. I like that. It's very catchy. That's really nice. So you enjoy traveling as well, and you're looking forward to the next vacation and the next new destination, right?
Yes.
Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. Is there any specific incident you remember during childhood that, yes, this incident is fresh in my memory?
Oh, there are many such incidents, many. And so we had to learn cycling, and I've also gone to the school on two-wheeler. So no, two-wheeler I did not have when I was in school. I bought a two-wheeler when I was in college. So I learned cycling a little bit late. So I used to fall down a lot because it was not a lady's cycle. It was my daddy's cycle. So it was a gent's cycle. And, we had to put the leg through under the rod and go on the other side, and we had to cycle. And I have fallen down many times, out of which once what happened was my father came back from office in the afternoon, and I set out with his cycle outside, and we were living in Jodhpur, Rajasthan then. And as it would have it, that I fell down, and I fell down on sand. So I hurt my right knee a lot. A lot of blood was coming out. Obviously, I could not tell anyone. So I just came back home. And to wash the blood, what I did was I just opened the tap and let the water run on my knee to wash out the blood. And in Jodhpur, in those days, I'm talking of 1980, 81, what used to happen was there used to be do tarah ka pani. So there used to be meetha pani, which is the drinking water, which used to come in the morning and again once in the evening. And rest of the day was all khara pani, which was salt water. So khara pani and very hot. So all that saline water fell on my knee, and the blood got washed definitely. So it was hot and salt. So you can imagine the kind of pain and jalan that I had. And later on, it got infected, and I had a bandage around my knee for about 3-4 months. I think it took to get okay, and that multiple visits. But that pain was something, which I haven't forgotten. So, like you say, jale pe namak. It was actually like jale pe namak, kate pe namak.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing all of that. I really could form a visual picture of how you fell down on the sand and were washing your leg with that water and everything, the khara pani. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for going down memory lane and recollecting it and sharing it with us. Yes, dear ma'am. Ma'am, we all face challenges, each one of us, no matter what class are we, the rich, the middle, the below poverty line, maybe the richer class, the filthy rich, everyone. All of us have challenges. How do you manage your stress? What are the tips and techniques that you could share today with us?
I think, I have a few mantras which I like to follow many times throughout the day, each day. So I would like to share a few of them. Maybe I may not be able to enumerate all of them because they are like sort of whenever you face a situation, you like to circumvent it. So first thing is you have to be strong. You really have to be strong, because I feel that the human being is the supreme form on this earth, and there is nothing that we can't do. And the best thing with which you have to achieve a thing is your mind. So the mind is supreme. So if you have thought it in your mind, ki haan, ye karna hai, we have to do this, then I think there's nothing that you can achieve. So all the games, all the wars, all the fights, they first have to be fought in your mind and won in your mind. So if you think that you can win in your mind, with your body, you can do it. So the mind is supreme. So first is you have to think that, yes, I can overcome this. The next thing that I follow is it has to be one day at a time. So, you should not overthink. What will happen after 2 years? What will happen after 3 years? What will my future be? No need to think like that. So it should be one day at a time. So one day you try to do your best, whatever you can do, try to do your best and let the things follow. The third thing which I firmly believe and I try to follow is, I feel that life is like a river. So just like the river flows, the life will also flow. And let it flow. Please don't try to control it. Challenges will come. Try to again overcome it like a river. And do it with your mind, one day at a time. So these are the things I think I try to follow on a absolutely moment-to-moment basis, day-to-day basis.
That's really nice, man. You said, you mentioned a river. Go with the flow. Take one day at a time, no? Take one thing at a time. Don't need to be focused on the future too much. You will ruin the present.
Another thing I think which I try to be is that we all make mistakes. We are human beings. So, always try to be a better version of yourself each day. Try to be better. If you have done something wrong, well, it's done. It cannot be erased. But try to be a better version the next day. And don't try to repeat the same mistakes that you've done. So these are the few, mantras which I like to remind myself whenever I have an obstacle in front of me.
Perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Thank you very much, dear. Dear ma'am, apart from the medical journals, the big fat medical books, because I haven't touched a medical book, but I've seen students studying, big, heavy, hefty books. Apart from all of these books, have you ever read a novel or any other book other than a medical book? And if yes, would you like to share the name with us today, ma'am?
Well, I was a very, very avid reader, and I've been a very avid reader. But nowadays, I like to keep abreast with my medical knowledge. So I don't get much time to read novels nowadays. But right from my childhood, I was a very avid reader. But nowadays also, I try to catch up. Other than medical knowledge and medical theory, takes up a lot of my time. But nowadays we also have YouTube, so you can even watch operations on YouTube. You can watch some academic stuff on YouTube. You can also post on YouTube. So I'm literally hooked onto YouTube nowadays. So whatever I like to see or I like to gain information, I like to see it on YouTube. First, I go to YouTube, check it out, and then after that, I read. But since I have to run clinic and I am also planning to start few more new clinics, so I also am feeling that you need to be a good manager. And this is something that I've not read in my medical curriculum. So, managing stuff, managing human beings, managing money, managing time management, these are the things that I've had no theoretical education in my life. Everything I've had was through experience. So that is why nowadays I'm trying to read a lot of management books. I've bought a few from Amazon and I'm trying to catch on with them. And they are really, really helpful. And sometimes I feel, that I wish I had done a MBA, and that would have really helped me.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. Apart from the medical books, and you would love people management. You would love people. Dear ma'am, how do you want to be remembered in this world, and why should people remember you?
I don't think I'm very ambitious. I just want my family and friends to remember me as a very loving person. I want my son to remember me and remember me very fondly. And everyone should remember me for my good virtues and not for my flaws, which I think I have many. But I want them to forget all of them and just remember me for all the good things that I stood for.
How sweet and how humble you are, right? You say, I don't want them to remember me for my flaws. I want them to remember me for all the good that I have done.
Yeah.
That's very sweet of you, ma'am. So cute of you. That's really true, my dear friends. We all have flaws. And of course, we have to be remembered in this world for all the good we have done. We, of course, do more good, and our flaws, it's to err is human, right? So it's fine here and there. That's okay.
Absolutely.
But I like your honesty. I like the way you're so frank in sharing all of that. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up. What is that one quality within you that you love about yourself? This is me, Indrani, and this is the inner quality of mine, the core quality of me. And I really like
core quality, I think, is my mental strength, and which then translates to my physical strength. But I think that's my core quality, and if someone challenges me very hard, then I'm sure I'm going to win. If someone challenges me, then that person had it, because I know that if there's a challenge, then I'm going to win. So sometimes I feel that no one should challenge me.
Yes, dear. That's really nice. And in fact, anybody challenges us, we have to really work much harder and prove ourselves.
Yes. And I know that if there's a challenge, then I'm going to win it.
How beautiful, it's a big takeaway. If there is a challenge, I'm going to win it.
I'm going to win it.
Yes. I would love all the sisters and brothers out there to have the same thoughts. Like if there is a challenge, you have to tell it in your mind that, yes, I'm going to win it.
Yes.
You have to keep telling yourself. Face all your challenges. Wonderful, ma'am. That's really very nice. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up about movies. Not very serious now. We are away from the seriousness of the medical terms and your profession. Let's come to entertainment. Which is your favorite movie? Before going to favorite movie, do you ever get some time to watch movies?
Oh my God. Nowadays, I come back home only to watch Netflix. I mean, I really look forward to it, that, let's go home. Let's put on the big TV. I have a very big television at home in my living room, and watching movies on that big TV. Not only movies, also series. So that's one of my big pastimes. And movies, I've learned a lot from movies. They give me entertainment. They teach me a lot. One thing we have not discussed on this show is, can I drink some water?
Yes, please, ma'am. Yes, dear.
So, I almost died on 11th August 2013. I had a very, very major car crash. My brother-in-law was driving. I was sitting in front left, and my mother was sitting behind me. And we went and banged into a huge 16-wheel truck on a highway in Orissa. We were coming back from. I had a talk in a conference, and I'd taken my family on a short vacation. So all of us were in the car, and the car went and hit a truck, and I was damaged from head to toe. My right leg, the big bone of my right leg, the femur, broke in 60 pieces, and I had injuries in my eye, on my face, on my right hand. So my left side was okay, but my entire right side was damaged very, very badly. And my mother, she was also injured in that accident. And after that, we had major, very long treatment. I had multiple operations on my right eye and on my right leg. And I was bedridden for almost a year, and then wheelchair bound for almost 3 years. And then again on a stick and a walker. And it's 10 years now. I still have some issues with my right leg and my right eye. And all the walking that I do, the traveling that I do, again, like I said, that I plan it in my mind and then just execute it. So this is actually my second life. And if that is, then I'm only a 10-year-old girl now, because that was 2013. This is 2023. And I know that I have a very long life ahead of me. I'm going to live very long. And so, it's been a very long struggle. And not only that, there have been many incidents after that accident. And I have seen two movies. One is The 4th of July, Tom Cruise, in which, he was a Vietnam War hero, and he lost his legs because of landmines. And when I was seeing that movie, I thought, oh my God, this is just my story. And so, there are many movies which are inspired from real life, which can give you a lot of strength. And another movie I had seen in which there was this Navy SEAL diver, deep sea diver, and then he had an injury in his right leg. I can't remember the name of the movie. There was Cuba Gooding Jr. was the hero. And even in that movie, the kind of physiotherapy that he did, and he bounced back, and again he joined the Navy. All that, has given me. I started operating from a wheelchair. So I have done more than 500 operations sitting on a wheelchair. And let me tell you, the first day I went and did an operation, I had to do a cesarean section for twins. I even remember the patient's name. And when standing on one leg, I was sitting on a chair and operating, and standing on one leg, when I took out the baby's head, I remember my anesthetist, my pediatrician, my assistants, the nurses in the OT technicians in Bhagirathi Neotia Hospital, they gave me an ovation. They clapped, that sitting on a wheelchair, I had started to operate. I had to operate because it was my clinic. I had just started the clinic, and the accident happened. And I had staff. I had to pay the salaries. I had to pay the EMI. I had a son to look after. By the way, I'm single. So I had a son to look after. He was in his class 12, just about to join medical school. So I had all of that. I had financial liabilities. So I had to work. And, the work is the only thing which would keep me busy for 10 years. What else do you think can keep me busy for 10 years? If I was just sitting at home and brooding and waiting for me to recover, I wouldn't have been able to pass this 10 years. So work is the only thing which kept me busy through the day. And you fetch me money, help the women, help the patients. They got my skill and expertise. And that would make me tired. And I would go to sleep in the night. And again in the morning, I would go to work. So for all those people, suffering out there, another mantra, I forgot to mention, is that I always feel that work is worship. So if you're doing your work properly, you really don't need to be going to the mandirs and following the rituals. So that's actually the Vivekananda way. It is the karma yogi. So work is worship. So do your work. It'll make you tired. Go to sleep, take some rest, get up, again do your work. So, that is how life should be.
Thank you, dear ma'am, for sharing all of those things that you've been through. And today you're like the phoenix bird, rising from the ashes.
Many people have told me this.
Yes, dear. And standing tall and strong and being able to laugh and smile with that excitement and happiness, it's really a big hats off to you, ma'am. Seriously. Many of us wouldn't be able to do that, what you have been doing, standing tall and not only surviving yourself, but giving that joy and happiness to others as well. Your staff, your son, the patients around you, to build up again a career and to rise up again and say, yes, it's not why me, it is like try me.
Yeah.
That's really nice, ma'am. And you're a great example of courage and sheer determination, I could say, to be your best. And we wish you all the best in all your endeavors. And yes, congratulations on your second life. As you said, this is my second life and you're just 10 years old.
I'm only 10 years old.
Yes, I love that. I love that spirit. We all should have it. Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. Thank you very much for opening up and sharing all of this. And in fact, if anyone would want to make a movie, they could also make a movie of what all happened to you, the way you've been through all of this. Yes, dear. So it's a very nice way to share and open up on the International Fab Talks. This is what I would like everyone out there to understand. International Fab Talks is about the unsung heroes. And today our celebrity is definitely a hero, an unsung hero who has done her best and who is doing her best and will do her best in future as well. Dear ma'am, the next question. What if you win a big lottery? What would you do?
I would make a hospital, a women's hospital. I have also thought the name.
Oh, wonderful. That's nice. You would want to really reveal the name? Or
No, I will not reveal the name. Okay. It's again a very unique name.
Yes, dear. We'll wait for it. We'll wait. Once it's open, you have to come back to International Fab Talks. We'll invite you and you have to share.
Finance is the only thing which is holding me back. So, but I don't buy lottery tickets. So how will I win a lottery?
You would just try once, ma'am. You never know if you could win. It's luck, you never know the positive energy you may. We wish that you win a big jackpot because you have a good cause in mind, a genuine cause to open up a hospital, and it would be beneficial for all the ladies out there.
For the women of India.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, dear ma'am, for being so nice. Dear ma'am, as we already come to know about your dream projects. So your dream project is to open a big hospital and save the people of India, especially the women.
Women,
yes. The strength. Yes. If the woman is strong in the family, she can be able to balance every given thing. They always say this. A child can be without a father, but cannot be without the mother. The mother should be there. I've heard this on many occasions. She will stand there for the child, no matter what. So in case you've seen the demise of any mother, so this is what I've heard them saying, the elders around that. No, the mother, the father, if the father would have gone, it's okay, but the mother should have remained. I've heard this from elders. And so that's the truth.
I feel that way for my son. He's been like one of the big purposes of my life. There have been many other purposes as well, but my son has really, I think I came back after the accident only because of him, because he was in class 12 when he needed me the most.
Yes, dear. I understand that. And today you're proud because now he's continuing your journey. I mean, he's taking pattern from you, and I guess he's into gynecology as well, right?
Yes.
That's wonderful. We wish him all the best, and both of you should be a great, strength to each other and continue this beautiful journey.
Yes.
Yeah. We are proud of your son as well because he has derived that strength from you. He did not give up. He might have also faced a lot of pain and hardship during your struggle. Right? So what might have gone into his mind and heart as a little child, you never know. But
I'm not aware of all that. You have to ask him.
Yes. Because I can just feel that, with empathy, when you try to put your place in his, put yourself in his place. So it would have been very, very tough. And if he's now completed his course, MBBS course, and focusing on post-graduation into gynecology, that means he might have derived a lot of strength and he would really want to keep you happy. That's nice. And hats off to your son as well.
Bless him. Bless him. He needs it.
Yes. Stay blessed, dear one. Yes. Dear ma'am, the next question coming up. How would you define smart work and hard work with all your experience?
Yeah, actually, these are the things, when we were young, we didn't know all this. So all we knew is you have to work hard. But as I grew up, like I told you, that when I started my clinic and I had to do all that, manage other stuff about which I had no idea. And I wish I had some idea about that. So that is when I realized that only hard work is not important. You really have to work smart as well. It has to be an all-round thing. So you just do your medicine, just do your healing part. That's not enough. I'm speaking from my point of view. Like, you have to build a relationship with the patient, with your staff. Your staff should be able to, listen to you, be scared of you at times, and also love you. And, your staff should be able to look up to you. Just like they have duties, you also have some duties. You should also pay them in time, look after their welfare, try to understand, their problems, sometimes get a little personal also with them. So all that. And then the money that you earn, it's not only you earn, you have to properly use it to proper use. So that is also important. And also to make it grow so that when your work is not there, when you're retired, because nowadays we are living very long and the cost of living has really gone very high. Like I told you that I had my accident. So my medical expenses were humongous. And I should also thank Apollo Hospital and its wonderful team of doctors. I have to mention Dr. Buddhadev Chatterjee and his team, for doing all the wonderful work on me and to make me who I am, the kind of recovery that I had. I thank my doctors first, and then my God, and then myself, for coming to it. So, the money management is important, the time management is important, the kind of work that you do is important. So it's not only hard work, it also has to be smart work to realize your dreams. So this is something which we didn't know in the 80s and 90s. This is something which has come in the 2000s. And I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. If you're aware of it, that not only hard work, but you have to do smart work, then, you can realize your goals easier and you can be a happier person. So all this was not known to us, and thanks to the internet, thanks to the technology, that nowadays you can find out, how you can progress, and you can have a lot of information. The mobile, the small thing, can give you loads of information, which was so difficult to get. I remember when we were in college, just to get a reference, we had to go to the library. Then, we had to search for journals of that year, then that particular issue, that particular page, that particular article, and then you would get to read. Nowadays, everything you just have to Google and it's there. So not only hard work, but also smart work.
Yes, thank you for explaining that so well. Very true, dear. If you want to succeed quickly, you have to mix both hard work and smart work. And of course, be tech savvy, such that you're going to benefit.
I have some technology challenge. My son keeps telling me, you're so tech challenged. But yeah, I'm learning. I'm trying to learn.
Me too. And my sons also say the same. They say, Mom, you have to learn. Now, don't be dependent on us for everything. You have to get yourself enrolled in some course. You have to do it. Yes, dear. And thanks to them for encouraging us. Thanks for them for pushing us, into the mainstream. Yes, go ahead and get yourselves enrolled and take up courses and be in par with the new generation.
I have a feeling that the present generation is very, very intelligent. And like you said, that they can work smartly. They are technologically very advanced, and, they can learn because their brain is new. Their neural network is new. So, they can learn much faster than we can learn. We are slowing down. They are at their peak. But me as a doctor and as a mother and as a woman in this society, I feel the only challenge which the next generation faces is mental health. So, I think that their stress is much, much higher than our stress. So this technology, this social media, not everything is good about it. It's like a coin, there's a good side and a bad side also. So this can actually help you, but also it can give you stress of the unknown kind, which probably mankind has not seen before. The kind of stress that the social media can give you. And to me, I feel that their stress levels are much, much higher than what we had in our childhood. And that is if they can overcome that, then everything is. So I think mental health is something which needs to be really, really stressed upon for the next generations to come.
Very true, ma'am. Very true. I agree with you on this point. Dear ma'am, let's leave the serious matter and come down a little to sports and games. How did you feel when India lost the match to Australia in the World Cup?
Nothing. The best side should win a match. And in sports, you have to take wins and losses in the same spirit. It's sports. So nothing. I didn't feel anything. Well, yeah, if India would have won, I would have been a little happier. But I'm sure that day Australia played well. That's why India lost and Australia won. So it's okay.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that question, dear. Were you interested in sports and games when you were in school and college?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of things, and I was a tall girl in my class. And in Kendriya Vidyalaya, what they do is they all take the tall girls. All the tall girls have to play basketball, kho, then javelin throw, shot put. These are the kind of games that the sports teacher would take the tall girls into. And I've run, yeah. I was an athlete, and I used to run races. I've played the basketball. I've played kho. I'm very much interested in games, both outdoor and indoors.
Yes, dear.
I love to play indoor games also.
Pardon. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I love to play indoor games as well. Ludo is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love that too. Yes, dear. Ma'am, did you ever cheat while playing Ludo?
Oh my God. Many times. My dad was a big cheater. And you know what he would do is from the board, he would just take away the what do you call them?
The coins.
Red round, coins. Yeah. I was not getting that word. So, you know, he would just make them disappear. He would put his finger on a coin when nobody is looking, and that would just go under the board. And suddenly we would realize that instead of 4 coins, he has just 3 coins on the board, and then he would have a good laugh. So he was a cheater of a different level. And even I have cheated, you know. So we used to have these Ludo tournaments, as we used to call them. So me and my sister, and she has a son and I have a son. So 2 boys versus 2 girls, we used to call it. And then we used to play, and we used to cheat with the children. Can you imagine? And I remember once somebody was watching us play, and they were telling that, are you mothers or are you stepmothers that you're cheating with your own children? So without cheating, there's no fun.
Yes, dear. That's very true. And I really like the way you shared all of that with excitement. That's really nice. We do that. And you would cheat like this, you know, with your little children, as you said, you explained, like, and they said, are you mothers or stepmothers? Yeah, that's really humorous.
No,
Yes.
but in a game, then you have to forget all that mother,
Yes,
daughter, all that you have to forget,
yes.
you know. When it's a game, it's a
At
game.
that time, it's just an individual wanting to win there, right?
Yeah.
And my Ludo experiences, I would just lift the board if I'm losing and I can't cheat. I just lift the board and run away.
We've done that. Even we've torn boards, you know. We've torn. Sometimes we fought so much that my mother has torn boards. And sometimes even we have torn boards because we were losing. And then again, go and buy a new one.
Yes, dear. That's so nice to share all of that. It's a lot of fun. Yes, dear. They are beautiful memories. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of that, dear. Thank you very much. Dear ma'am, at this point of time, I would like to ask you, apart from family members, are there those friends with you who have stood with you through thick and thin, and even till date, they are with you? And if you would like, you could mention their names today.
Oh my God. I'm surrounded by friends of that category, as I would like to say. And they are the biggest pillars of support in my life today. And for every problem that I have, I only run to my friends, and they have always saved me. So there are many. How many names will I take? There's Molly, there's Kea, there's Shuchanda, there's Meeta, and so many more, you know.
Yes, dear. And my dear friends, if we've missed out anybody, all of you are included.
Yes, sure. There are many, and they all know it. All my friends know who they are and what they mean to me.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing. So Dr. Indrani Lod shares her love to all of you out there, all the friends from the International Fab Talks. And we too love you for being a part and a blessing in her life. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, we'll come down to something called as the financial aspect. From friends to finance. Do you think the youngsters should begin savings at an early age?
Oh, I'm not a big fan of savings, you know. No, not from early age. No, first you earn the money. First you should focus on earning the money. And then after that, you have to fulfill your dreams. Whatever you wanted to do with the money, first you must be able to enjoy it. After that, savings should come. This is my opinion. I don't believe in saving. As soon as you earn, you start saving. So why have you earned it in the first place? You like to earn money because you want to spend it on whatever. It may be on yourself, it may be on your family, it may be on someone else. Whatever you wanted to do with money, you should start doing it. And then after that, when you're happy, then you should start your savings. Don't think of savings when you're young.
How sweet. That's really so nice and so honest on that. It's a brutal, honest way, I could say, no? It's like you do what you want, enjoy yourself, and then...
Yeah, first you enjoy. Then after that, you think of the autumn. Pehle spring to enjoy karo. Spring, summer, enjoy karo. Then you think of the autumn.
Ji, ma'am. Thank you for your thoughts on that beautiful question. Thank you, dear. That's really very nice. In fact, many of the youngsters are doing it. The others, you could also follow suit if that suits you. Dear ma'am.
Yeah, whatever suits you. It's your money. You do what you want to do. First, you be happy. Then you go and invest and save and do whatever you want to do.
Very true. Happiness comes first.
Yes.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. Dear ma'am, what brings a smile to your face?
What brings a smile to my face? Well, right now, when there is a IVF positive, that gives me the maximum happiness, because this is a science which does not have a 100% guarantee of success. So we make the embryos, we put it back in the lady's womb, and then we really put in the prayers so that the embryo, it sticks to the lining of the lady's womb, and from that a new life starts going. So all the chemical reactions which take place between that embryo, small embryo, the beginning of human life, to its sticking, implantation we call it, that chemical reaction is still not completely fully known to us. So, you know, there lies all the mystery of the guarantee not being given by us. So, like we say that the success when the IVF treatment started, it was only 10%. But as the science progressed by in the last 45 years, we have increased it to about 40 to 50%, sometimes 60, 70% also, but not more than that. So it's not a 100% guarantee. So like when we put the embryo in and later on when we get a urine pregnancy test positive, that gives me the maximum happiness these days. And this is a happiness which not only the patient is happy, I am happy, my team is happy, and it is a proof that whatever we have done is successful. And later on when the babies are born and the parents bring those babies to meet us and I take the baby in my hand and I like, you know, the kind of feeling that I get is completely spiritual. You know, I feel that I've seen this baby from that egg stage in her mother's tummy, and now it's a fully living baby, smiling, crying, sleeping, moving. And I can't tell you the kind of spirituality that sets in me, that I'm the one who's brought this baby in this world. God has created, but I'm the one who has brought him in this world. So, you know, that's the kind of supreme happiness I get whenever I hold a baby in my hand.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing all of that. And the way you were sharing it, right? You were so precise in sharing it. I could visualize you like holding the little baby there. And
yeah, I
that
post
moment.
pictures on Facebook with babies in my hand.
Yes, dear. Thank you for being that beautiful person, bringing smiles to people who really need them. Because you're complete when you're a mother, right? And if you hold a child in your hand, that really is bliss. That's really nice. Thank you for helping out all the women out there who've been coming to you for, for that beautiful gift of being a mother. Yes, dear. Ma'am, any weaknesses?
Many. Not any, many.
Not any, many. Yes, dear.
I'm very emotional. I get angry. And sometimes I get very angry. I wish it would not happen. And I'm not very good with being non-judgmental. Always. I am judgmental sometimes. So I think these are my biggest weaknesses right now.
And to acknowledge your weaknesses, to accept your weaknesses, there's your victory. You identify where you need to change,
Yeah, I'm working on them. And
yes.
Like I told you that every day I tell myself that I want to become a better version of myself. So I pray for that. And I'm working on it. I'm much better than what I was before. But like I said, it's like my IVF success. I'm still not at 100%.
Yes.
But so we are working on it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Accepting our flaws, identifying our flaws, identifying our weaknesses, and then trying to work on it to be a better you is the secret to a successful life. Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, from where do you derive your strength? You're smiling all the time in spite of all the tragedies that you have been facing. You're still so jovial, so lovely, and so bubbly and chirpy. How is all this possible? From where do you derive the strength?
I derive the strength from inside, and for all the goodness that is around me, I have an immense gratitude for all the good things that are there in my life, that have been in my life. And I'm an atheist. I believe a lot in God. Atheist is one who does not believe in God, right? I think I got that word wrong. I'm a great believer in God, and I pray to God to give me the strength to bear whatever, hardship He's decided to give me.
Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, is there anything that scares you? Are you scared of anything in life?
Yeah, I'm scared of all the bad things that could happen in the future. I'm really scared of unknown. Yeah, that word unknown should be there. It's the unknown bad things that could happen to me and to all of us in the future. I'm only scared of that. And I don't know what it is. The war that is happening all around in the world, it really saddens me. I'm following it very closely, and it saddens me. And these are the things, which even they never thought that, they would have to face all this. The visuals that we are getting from Gaza, so they're very disturbing. So I'm really scared of the bad unknown things that could happen to anyone, to me, my son, my clinic, my patients, all the bad things that could happen in future.
Yes, dear. Like, being safe, like just wanting the best. It could happen to anyone out there.
Yeah, it could happen to anyone.
Yes, anyone.
So I'm just that feeling. Unknown bad things that could happen in the future.
Yes. Yes, dear ma'am, very true. As you said, that you get angry. You're trying to work on it. When do you get angry? May I know that?
I'm a perfectionist, and whenever things are not in the perfect way as they should be, especially in the clinic with patients, with the kind of service that we are trying to do, then I get angry.
Yes. And I had a principal, her name was Sister Mary Matthias. She was a perfectionist and I loved her. I hated her initially, but then I began to love her because I learned what I am today is maybe because of the perfection that she wanted us to do, and we did it for her when we were working under her.
Yeah, my clinic girls also tell me the same, I scold them when they don't do things properly, but they have told me many times that after coming and working under me, they have learned a lot of things, which probably they wouldn't have learned otherwise.
I get it. And today, when you say who is your role model, I will definitely say it's Sister Mary Matthijs, because she was a perfectionist. And that's why I could understand what you've been sharing now. That's it. And she would just get angry at the drop of her hat if anything was not okay. So we made sure that everything was okay when she passed or she moved around us. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's my problem too.
Yes. Dear ma'am, if you weren't a doctor today, a gynecologist today, and all of that into the medical stream, what would you have become?
I don't think I would have become anything. I would have become a doctor. I was destined to be a doctor. God wants this from me. And he sent me to this earth to help with the women's health in India, and more so in my own place. I belong from Bengal, and I've studied medicine in Bengal. I've done my schooling from other places, but I've studied in Medical College, Kolkata, which is the first medical college, not only in India, but in Asia. So this year we are going to, in 2024, we complete 190 years of existence. Our college was founded in 1835, and there's going to be a gala celebration this in 2024 January. Our foundation happens to be in January. So I'm very proud of my alma mater, and I'm a big part of the organizing committee, which is organizing the reunion. And so where was I? I think I've lost the thread. Cannot hear.
Yes, dear. I was on mute. You're a part of the community and the group, the union. You're going to have this gala celebration in January 2024.
So, no, what was your question?
My question was, if you weren't a doctor, a gynecologist, what would you have become? As you earlier also mentioned at the start of the interview, it's not any other profession. It is medical profession.
I would have been a doctor and nothing else. That's my conviction.
Very true.
God wants me to be a doctor.
At the start of the interview, when he shared, I thought maybe I could skip this question, but then I made a mistake and I repeated it and I got the same.
No, that's okay. That's perfectly okay.
Yes, dear. I thought I shouldn't be asking you this question, but then yes, it just came out. Dear ma'am, if you could give us a message to all the youngsters who want to pursue the medical profession, what they need to do in order to become the next Indrani Lodh?
Oh, no, I'm not that big an idol.
Because see, you are a phoenix. You've been rising up from the ashes. So if at all anybody could face anything, and you're standing today strong, Dr. Indrani Lodh is standing strong and sharing her expertise and training the others. As you said, you're into training as well. So if anybody would like to be in your shoes, the youngsters, what is that special mantra? You've been sharing a lot of mantras. Would you like to share a message now again?
Yeah, for the young doctors. Yeah. First thing, I think, to be a doctor, you have to be kind and compassionate, and you have to practice the science of medicine. We are all practitioners of the science of medicine. We are not God, though patients, many times they tell us, you're God. They feel that way, but actually we are not God. Like I told you, that I feel that way for my orthopedics, Dr. B.D. Chatterjee and his team, that he's a God for me, because I am what I am because of his expertise. But actually we are not gods. That is something we also need to keep that in mind, because if you start thinking like the patient says that you're God, then maybe your ego will go to such a level that, you won't be a good person then. So that is also something, we have to be grounded, we have to be humble, we have to be kind, and we have to be honest and ethical to our patients. Our patients should come first. Everything else will follow. If you're okay like that to your patients, everything else will follow. Good professionalism, then fame, satisfaction, money, wealth, everything will follow. You just have to keep doing your work on a day-to-day basis in a very loving, kind, honest, ethical, compassionate way. That's it. Love your patients, do the best for them, try to put yourself in their shoes and, understand their perspective and just try to help them. Your helping attitude will go a long way and everything else will follow. This is my advice to all the youngsters. And update yourself. That is also very important because with the advent of technology and now AI is in the horizon. So with AI, I think a lot of new things will come. They are bound to come. So you have to keep on reading. You have to keep on reading, and be abreast with the latest knowledge, because with the advent of new things, the old things, they are just going away. So then unless you keep yourself updated and abreast, you cannot be a good doctor.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, so much for sharing all of that, the beautiful message that you have given today to all the young doctors out there. And in fact, when you take care of the patients, if you take care very well of the patients, you become famous by word of mouth. They share it with somebody else. And, they... Dear ma'am, thank you so much for sharing all of that. And we are really privileged to have heard that beautiful message on how we should concentrate on giving our best. Right? Yes, dear. So all the doctors, young doctors out there, you could also be the next Dr. Indrani Lodh and...
No, please.
Give your... No, because I feel there's something very special about you. And not only me, several people out there. They can identify very well who is a doctor filled with compassion, with genuineness. Yes, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing all of that. Now, ma'am, may we come to a very personal question. Your favorite color and why?
Oh, it changes. Now I think it's pink. And it used to be blue once upon a time. And nowadays I'm very fond of pink, but even yellow, orange is also very good. I think I look very good in it.
I believe you love pink the most.
Right now, yes. Right now, pink. But it used to be blue before.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing them. And may I know why is there a change, or why do you love pink? Why did you love blue?
I love blue from the very beginning. And later on, when I saw that nowadays I look better in pink than in blue. So that's why pink is my favorite now.
Yes, dear ma'am. Dear ma'am, when you were in school, your favorite subject, and why did you love that subject?
Oh, my favorite subject was physics. I was really in love with physics.
But later on,
I did not. Huh?
What made you take interest and love?
I think it's the teacher. I think it's the teacher, the way he taught and the way he explained. And I think that is why. And especially astronomy. Astronomical physics was something which I was, I just loved it, Nuclear physics and astronomical physics. These are the two subjects that I loved. And I think it was because of the teacher. He was the one who brought out the interest in me.
Yes, dear. In my case, it's just the opposite. I mean, it's the same thing. That's why I asked why. What's the reason? You said because of that sir. He explained so well. In my case, I hated physics because I had she had some type of a grudge on me because I was absent for a week. And there were certain problems going on at home and I couldn't attend school for 1 week. And so she just blasted me in front of the entire class. And that was the time that, I started hating physics. Till date, I have an aversion to physics. Yes, dear. So that's the reason why there are many students who start hating the subject. It's because of the teacher, how they give the feedback.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important.
Very true. And I just was waiting what answer you're going to give. And so you just gave that, which was the bullseye. Yes, dear ma'am. Would you like to share a favorite quotation or proverb of yours today with us?
Can't remember anything.
I give you a minute. Till date, what is your proudest accomplishment? And you say, wow, this is my proudest accomplishment.
My proudest accomplishment has been the fact that I've become a gynecologist, and I have moved from the basic gynecology to laparoscopy, which is a great love for me, and later on to IVF. So I've almost touched every part of gynecology other than gynecological cancer, and I practice each one of them. Not that after going to IVF, I say that I'm just an IVF doctor and I don't practice the other parts. It's not that. Like I said, we started as Urvara IVF, a fertility clinic, but now I call it a women's clinic because it's not just fertility that we do everything. So other than gynecological cancer, I practice everything else in obstetrics and gynecology, and I touch women's health in a big way. That's what I'm proud of.
Yes, dear. Thank you for that beautiful service which you've selected to help all of the women out there. Yes, dear. And in fact, in earlier times, I've heard, I don't know how far it's true. I've been reading it or hearing it. I can't recollect, but somehow I have it in my mind. I've got to know about it from who I don't know. That earlier women would not want to be treated by a male doctor, and they would rather prefer to die, suffer in pain or struggle in pain and then endure the pain. And or even if they were ready to, be, checked or maybe treated by a doctor, male doctor, the family members wouldn't agree. And so in this way, many of the women suffered a lot, and many of them have either lost their babies, newborn babies, or they themselves lost their lives or suffered from some irreparable loss in their body.
Yeah. With due respect to my male colleagues, I feel that, being a woman, I definitely have an edge as a gynecologist. And women, they are more comfortable with me, not only with the examination part, but also with the history part. And I feel that, I have this spiritual feeling in me when as a doctor, I'm sitting and women, they tell me a lot of things which probably they had no one to tell to, parts of their personal lives and, the dynamics with their partners, their husbands, and absolutely personal stuff, which they are very comfortable in opening up to me because I'm a woman. And I, as a woman, also can relate to it much better, much better. I can understand each and every part of it. And as I'm aging and as I'm gaining wisdom, as I would like to call it, that has really helped me to understand and relate to what my patient is trying to say, and appreciate her part of the story, her perspective as well. So I think my being a woman definitely has an edge to getting that kind of a confidence from my patients. And nowadays, in the modern days, they say that you should not get very close to the patient, and doctor-patient relationship has to be a professional one. But I have women around me who started as my patients, and gradually we just got to know with each other, and we struck a friendship, and we are friends now. So I'm a doctor as well as a friend to them. There are many like that. So, we've crossed that boundary of the doctor-patient relationship, and we have entered each other's personal space. So all that, I feel that, being a woman helps. And my son, he's started doing his post-graduation in gynecology. And you will be surprised to know that he was the first boy to join the department in the history of that university. So, people came to meet him. And just then that movie, Dr. G, was released. And his condition was exactly like that, Dr. G. But so with due respect to my male colleagues in gynecology, till date, even in this day and age, we definitely have an edge being a woman.
Dear ma'am, can't hear you so much. Huh? Yes, dear. I muted myself. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing all of that in a very precise way with lots of clarity. As it is, clarity is power. So our guest today, our celebrity, Dr. Indrani Lodh, has a lot of clarity as to what she wants, how she wants to serve the people, and how she wants the women to come out and speak of their problems openly. And don't hide any health issue. Come out into the open, connect with the right doctors, and take the right treatment and live a beautiful life. Dear ma'am, now on a very personal note, away from the medical field, pets. Do you love pets?
No, I don't. I'm not a dog and cat lover. No. When I was young, we used to have a parrot as a pet. And we've also had fish as pet at some point of time. But I'm not a dog and cat lover. And the best part is, when I'm a little scared when a dog comes near me. And I'm scared because if the dog understood that I'm not a dog lover and suppose he bites me, so that's what I'm scared of. Because they say that dog can, they can smell who loves them and who doesn't love them. So that scares me even more. But what if he understands that I'm not very comfortable with them and the dog comes and bites me? I know it sounds a little foolish, but that's how it is. And my son, he loves a pet dog, but he knows that I'm not comfortable with it, so he's restraining. Maybe when he has a house of his own and he lives on his own, he will be able to do it. But I don't know how I'm going to go to that house. But let's see.
Yes, dear. I mean, I have the same fear what you have, what all you expressed. As you said, it could be a kiddish or maybe foolish, but it's true. Even I suffer from that. I have the same fear. What if that dog know that I don't like it?
What if the dog knows that
me?
I don't like him that much?
Very true. I can really relate to what you shared just now, dear. Thank you for sharing. Dear ma'am, how many languages are you conversant in?
Oh, I understand a lot of languages, but I can speak English, Bengali, and Hindi. But I can understand Oriya, Assamese, Punjabi, then many other languages. Little bit of Tamil. Tamil I can understand. And I can understand many languages, but I can speak 3.
Yes, dear. Thank you for sharing. A small request coming up. Would you oblige to sing a song for us in any one of these languages? Which language you're comfortable?
I don't think I can sing.
Would you like to try?
Yeah. Yes. Fule, fule, dhole, dhole, bahe ki ba mridubai. Fule, fule, dhole, dhole, bahe ki ba mridubai. Totini hilolo tule kollole pohia jai.
Yes, dear. Thank you very much. In Bengali, right?
Yes, that's in Bengali.
Yes.
Written by Rabindranath Tagore. And there is a song on this, on the same tune in the film Parinita.
Yes, dear. Would you mind sharing the meaning of it in just 1 or 2 sentences?
Yeah. It's about nature. Fule, fule, dhole, dhole. Like there are a lot of flowers and the wind is blowing. A soft wind is blowing. And everything is perfect around me. But in spite of that, I don't know what my heart is yearning for. My heart is doing high. What it is yearning for, I don't know. Though birds are chirping, flowers are swaying, and a mild breeze is blowing.
Beautiful. Thank you for explaining that, ma'am. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, I have a cup in my hand now. How does this cup look to you? Is it half full or half empty?
Maybe it's full. I can't see what's there inside.
Wow, that's full. That's great. That's a beautiful way to look at life. It's full. Yes, dear. You're full of life, full of energy. Wonderful, dear. Dear ma'am, if the Almighty, as you said, you are a theist, you believe in God. An atheist is a person who doesn't believe in God. So you are a theist, you believe in the power of God. If the Almighty was to offer you a superpower and say, yes, Indrani, here's a superpower for you, you could select it. There are many. You could select the one which you love. What superpower would you select for yourself?
I would like to make a hospital, and me and my son would love to run it in a very nice way.
How sweet. And I'm sure the Almighty will bless you with this beautiful superpower because it's going to do a lot of good to many other people. It's not for you, it is for
us.
And
right now, I think I would even bring an end to, I would stop the war. Wow. That's bothering me a lot.
Very true. Thank you so much for that wonderful the last moment you jumped in and said, no, I would like to add one more superpower to stop the war. Yes.
Yeah, stop the war and never let it happen again.
Yes. My dear friends, let's stop the war. All the leaders out there, stop the war and begin peace. We have come with nothing. We are going with nothing. In fact, a whole generation has been wiped out during this war that's going on. So just do not be fighting for land or access to the geographical boundaries. There's nothing that you can get. So just coexist in peace. We are all world citizens, right? Global citizens. So hope the leaders out there work from the deeper spiritual wisdom that the Lord might give them and bless them with. Dear ma'am, I'd like to come down on a very personal note, like for our sisters, as you deal with women, let's not be gender biased here. Yes, red flags could be for any of us. So I'd like you to just focus on what are red flags and how to identify a red flag in our lives. Because many of us don't know that we are in a toxic situation. It could be mother and son. It could be a mother and daughter, husband and wife, or relatives, friends, neighbors.
So, again, like I said, that these are new words and these words did not exist when we grew up.
Yes.
I personally feel that if you're not respected, that's the biggest red flag. That's it. One thing, whichever way, it could be a loss of verbal respect, it could be physical respect. If your respect goes, then it's a red flag.
Hats off to you for this. I love this. Because we are not able to understand what is a toxic situation, and we endure all the pain, the emotional abuse, the financial abuse, the sexual abuse.
Yeah.
It could be either of the genders. If we are neutral over here, no bias. It could be just anything that's going out there.
Yes.
And if there's no respect, and that's the biggest red flag.
Biggest. And that could happen in any relationship, man to man, man to woman, woman to woman, anything.
Very true. Very nice. You just summed it up in just one sentence. I mean, one word. No respect, then that's a big red flag. Very true, dear. Thank you so much for sharing. Much appreciated, ma'am. And in fact, I was just waiting for someone to give me that, hit the bullseye as to what it is that you have to identify in a relationship. When you're not respected, that's the biggest red flag. Do not wait for someone to give you respect. They will not give. They will continue degrading you. They treat you worse than a doormat, right? Yes, dear.
And I also believe in, people are, there is this trait, you always tend to be a repeat offender. So you've done it once, you're most likely to do it again and again and again. So at the first thing, try to identify. Maybe action will take some time, but please identify. First, loss of respect, you identify.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing all of that. That's really very nice. What type of changes do you visualize in the next 50 years for all of us? Any two changes?
Artificial intelligence. I have no idea how it's going to be. I have no idea how it's going to be. And it's going to touch our lives in a very, very big way. I have a cousin. He's my aunt's son. He's working in the Columbia University in USA, and he's working on artificial intelligence, on NLP. So I get to see things from him. I love to understand what he does, and I ask him to share it with me. So whenever we meet, we're working on his work. And I am able to see immense possibilities with AI, and it's going to make life easier. But like I said, that each coin has two sides. So I'm not aware of what the bad things could be. And in a way, I'm scared. I'm scared. So think of those movies, things start as fiction in movies and then they become reality. So think of the movie Terminator. Now, if something like that happens or comes, it sounds very funny now, but we don't know.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. Dear ma'am, if you were, this is an imaginary question. You have been given a device in your hand. You just have to click one of the buttons and that will allow you to go into the past. And there you have to go and relive somebody's life. That is the task. So whose life?
Relive somebody's life?
Yeah. Whose life you would love to relive?
No, I'm loving my life. I would
Oh,
not like to
sweet.
relive anybody's life. I don't want that button. I will not press it.
Okay, dear, how sweet of you to share that. I don't want that button. Very, very nice. I really love. So you're so satisfied with your life that
Yes, I
happy with
am.
who I am.
Yes.
Yes, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing. Now, the next question is like in a very brief way, constructive criticism. How should one take it, or what is constructive criticism?
Constructive criticism is very, very good. Very good. You should appreciate. Never think that, a person is trying to criticize you. I think a feedback is a better word. Constructive criticism. Constructive is a positive word, but criticism is a negative word. So a feedback. Feedback is like neutral. It could be positive, it could be negative. So take everything just as a feedback and try to improve upon it. Just change your perspective. Instead of feeling how you feel when that person is saying, try to feel how that person felt when that person is trying to say whatever he is saying. Constructive criticism, and try to work upon it. Take it positively. Take everything positively.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, do you forgive others easily? Yes or no?
No, I'm difficult with forgiving, but I'm better with forgetting. So if I can't forgive, I forget. I try to forget. I'm good with forgetting, but I'm not. I don't consider myself that big a person that I will be able to forgive. I don't think I'm that magnanimous. Forgiving is difficult. I can forgive sometimes, but that takes time. But forgetting is easier for me. That takes less time.
Yes, dear. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others?
Forgiving?
For, how would you rate yourself with regard to forgiving others on a scale of 1 to 10? How many points would you give yourself?
Forgiving 4 or 5, but forgetting 8 or 9.
How sweet. That's really nice. Dear ma'am, we've come to an end to the main round of the interview, but we have a smaller segment called as the rapid fire round, which we'll have now. It will just take another 5 minutes. May I go ahead, dear?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for being very patient. Thank you for giving me a lot of your time. And I didn't even know that this time just passed off very quickly. Yes, dear. Dear friends, it's now the time for the rapid fire round. Let's get to know about our special celebrities' likes and dislikes. She's Dr. Indrani Lodh, and she's here with us. Let's get to know her much better on a personal note. Apart from the professional, we're going into the personal space. Now, dear ma'am, a beautiful day in one word. It's a brief session where you have to just answer only in 1 or 2 words, maximum 1 sentence. So a perfect day in 1 word.
Peace and sunshine.
Peace and sunshine. Yes, dear. When you help others, do you expect anything in return? When I say anything in return, it could be a smile, it could be a satisfaction on their face, or it could be a hug, or it could just be that positive.
I don't expect anything, but it would be nice if they gave me a smile and a thank you and maybe a hug.
Oh, sweet. That's nice. Is it a city, a village, or a town you like to spend your time?
City.
Is it land, water, or airways?
Mountains.
Summer, winter, rainy, autumn, or spring?
Spring.
Cakes, chocolates, or ice cream? Which is the first pick?
Cake.
Which flavor?
Butterscotch.
Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night out.
Dr. Indrani Lodh is a good cook. Apart from being a good doctor, are you also a great cook?
Very good cook.
Very good. Your favorite cuisine or the name of your favorite recipe?
Thai and green Thai curry. Prawn green Thai curry.
When you were a kid, your favorite teacher who inspired you a lot, her name, or maybe it could be a sir as well.
Favorite teacher?
Yes.
Dasgupta sir. Dasgupta sir in Kendriya Vidyalaya, Barakpur, and he's no more. He passed away.
Yes, dear. Ma'am, salty, sweet, spicy, or sour food?
Chaat, like a mix of all flavors. Papri chaat, the kind we make at home. That's my favorite.
Wow, that's nice. My mouth is watering now when you say chart. Like
So is mine.
Yes, dear. Yes, ma'am. Dear ma'am, life is all about money, happiness, or both?
Life is all about health, wealth, and peace and happiness.
Very
Money, no. Money is needed for all of this, but life is all about health, wealth, and happiness.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, are you an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert?
No, I'm an extrovert.
Yes, dear. When Dr. Indrani Lodh is all alone, no gadgets, no family members, no friends, no staff members, nobody, just the four walls, you're in a room, and there's a big window, and the happy sunshine is entering your room. You have nothing to do, so you're busy with your thoughts. Where do your thoughts take you? Into the past, present, or future?
Normally, if I'm in a room like that, I would like to do the Mahamrityunjay mantra 11 times. And then I would like to dream of all the good places that I've been to in my life.
Yes, dear.
All the good things that I saw.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Do you love socializing or me time?
Socializing.
Are you a thinker or a doer? Which one? Where do you...
Doer. Less thinking, more doing.
Experiential learning or theoretical learning?
I would prefer theoretical learning, but in my life, most of it has been experiential learning.
Yes.
Sad.
Yes, ma'am. Fresh fruits, fresh salads, or fried food?
Fresh food.
Home cooked food or food ordered from out?
Home cooked.
Are you a beach person or a forest person?
Beach.
Is it singing or dancing?
No dancing for me. My leg doesn't allow. Singing, no, I can't sing. I can hum. I can sing along.
You love to walk, ride a two-wheeler, or drive a four-wheeler?
No, I like to be driven. I can't walk much because of my leg problem. So I like to be driven. I like to enjoy my ride.
Yes, dear, a four-wheeler. On a table, if there was a great book and great music, a musical system, what would you pick first?
The music. Listen to it peacefully.
Your favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
It flew out from your mouth like Sunday. You just let it out, fly out. Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, the next question is your favorite number?
1.
Is it tea or coffee?
Tea. Darjeeling.
You love to give gifts or receive gifts?
Both. I give as much as I receive them.
Yes, dear. Dear ma'am, we've come to an end to the rapid fire round. You made it very easy for me to conduct this session because you precisely answered in just 1 or 2 words and made it very easy. Thank you very much for understanding. Thank you so much. Dear ma'am, you have to give me a gift before we end the session. As you said, giving and taking as well. I'm going to take a gift now from you. I would like you to share 3 magical words today. We know that the 3 magical words are please, sorry, and thank you. So we will make a request to our special celebrity. She's Dr. Indrani Lodh, a gynecologist. Dear ma'am, we'd like you to add 3 positive words today before you say goodbye to us for now.
3 positive words would be kind, compassion, and non-judgmental.
Very good. Being kind,
compassionate.
Being kind,
be compassionate,
and non-judgmental.
And be non-judgmental.
Yes, dear. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much for your time. I've got to know you more better, and I'm really very happy to get to know you. All of your journey, all of your trials and tribulations, your experiences, you just let out yourself. You shared everything so sweetly and honestly. Hats off to you for being so brave, and we'd love to have many more like you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Stay safe and stay blessed and stay connected, dear. God bless you. Namaste, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you. Before we end, would you like to add one last message from your side? Maybe I didn't touch upon that question, or anything that you still would like to share. No. You're most welcome.
No, nothing like that. But after you stop the recording, I will ask you a question.
Yes, dear. Dear friends, with this, we'd like to end the Fab Talks for now. Thank you for being with us. Stay safe and stay blessed. And of course, stay connected, dear friends. We are the commoners and we love to connect with the world. We should make the commoners win. Yes, dear. Stay safe.